now I can see you. Which is kind of like when you're talking about one of them things, you know, you're like, how you doing, sweetheart? Are you ready for this? I'm not. Not at all. Good grief. Beer can blew out of my pile. Um, I didn't know that there were rabbis with, that had a set of nuts and they'd like sit on the side of a boardwalk in Venice Beach. It's commendable. No, I mean it, really. I'm not. I don't know if he's still there. Maybe I should look and see, if the video was made a bunch of years ago or something, but no. And it was really weird because I'm sitting here and I'm going, I could go talk to that guy. you know, I'm going, I can go talk to him. He's sitting there. He can't go anywhere, right? He's behind a damn table. He's like, I'll be like Paul. He's kind of chained as long as I'm sure I can entertain him for a while. And so then I thought about it and I'm like, well, all I knew was he was in Venice Beach, right? And then I'm going, well, how in the hell am I going to find this guy in Venice Beach? And then, like, the next words out of his mouth, I posted a short. He goes, and that synagogue over there, the door faces east. So I'm like, just laughing. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, it's like, it falls in my lap like that. Like when I went to go start this broadcast, exactly 4:49. And I'm like, I said, hey, it's 4:49. And see, I can't get cut off because once I think of something that I want to do, I'll ensure it if it's important. You like time travel, right? Yeah. We we have a very interesting government. I'll just put it that way. Uh, wow. I'm sure people have written books about like stuff that I know by now, but like at the time, mm, it was like the soldiers get to talk about the missions that we go on and how shit goes wrong, and then how we try to, like Grenada. Oh yeah, or rescuing the hostages in Iraq. That was another good one. You know, Here we come flying across the desert. The desert, okay? Sandstorms. You know how many times I had to sweat my ass off in Yuma in a damn plastic bag while they were baking us? Or I shouldn't say Yuma, I should say Phoenix. It was Yuma. I don't know where the hell we were. It was hot as shit. Man, I remember, okay, now this is, don't laugh, but back then we had cassette tapes. CDs weren't invented yet. My buddy got in his truck one time, we're done for the day. We get to go home and try and take a shower, which was like ridiculous because the water there, because you're in the desert and you're getting soft water, right? And like once you soap up, you just can't get it off of you. The water is so soft, and you're just like, I mean, it's crazy. You're splashing, and you go like this, and it's just like more foam, and some people get upset about it, like, you know, some of us would refuse to bathe, you know, like the Dirty Dozen, right? F 'em, I'll stink. But he got in the truck, and all his cassette tapes were all melted up. It was like somebody went in there with a blowtorch, and just they were all crumpled up in balls. Uh, they had a place named Johnny's, uh, where it's a it was a very interesting bar because they had like they wanted to make sure they had everything, and honestly, it's in the desert, so you'll run into these all-in-one places. So one part of the bar complex, really, I should call it, was country music, and then you went over here and there's a pool room, and they had rock and roll over here. It was kind of like set up like a hub, and you went to the middle if you had to, vacate, evacuate, dirty water. Anyway, and it was cool because I remember they had tubs, like literally a giant tub, and so you're like sitting there, with it's our off time, but you got like some stupid zero next to you. That's what we call him, well, whatever, an officer, right? I worked when I was in the Marines. Okay, I wasn't nobody's slave. Wait a minute, the hell just happened there? Uh, but you're sitting there, and shit. I'm like one of these greasy slobs that's flying around in something from Vietnam that should have been like, they should have junked it a long time ago. And yeah, we're gonna die. I'm not worried about washing my hands, and he's got to utter some bullshit like, when I was in OCS, we were taught to wash our hands after we use the bathroom. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, in boot camp they taught us not to piss on our hands. It's like I don't know what to tell you. Man, but life has been pretty crazy, indeed. Crazy indeed. I mean, like, yeah, our government, the like military stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people think it's like, right? There's a community there. There's a community, and you have friends that don't like you, and kind of sometimes build a name for yourself or something, right? Um, I was one of those guys. uh, I don't know. The Marine Corps was nuts. It was like a 4-year party of just, I don't know, having as much fun as we could, knowing in the back of our minds at one second or another, boom, let's go, time to go. And yeah, when I left, that was happening right when I got out, and they wanted me to stay in, and I'm like, I just went through a big long process that was called a RED, your Record of Emergency Data, and they have to verify everything about you. They're like, do you really have a mole? um, but like tattoos, obvious scars, things like that, fillings in your teeth, whatever, all of that, dental records. They want to know everything about you so they can locate you, or I don't know, maybe incriminate you when one of their machines goes astray, right? Oh yeah, yeah, we know that one. Oh my God. Hey, he's loose. He's loose. Who's loose? He's loose. Oh my God. And then the fear of, oh shit, settles in, and then we realize that one of our killing machines has gone nuts. My God, the things that they taught us how to do. It's like, are you kidding me? It's bad. You know, I laugh about it, but it's bad, right? Some people get into it. They think it's cool, and then they get some blood on their hands. Get to see their friends, place of the skull on the inside, and then it ain't funny anymore. And then they come home like heroes that can't get this shit out of their heads, and it's really bad. You just sent somebody to see something that they couldn't unsee. Guess what? That qualifies you as being a devil. Watch. What happened in the Garden of Eden? Everything went to crap after they saw it, right? You tell me any soldier that would comes back and goes, "Oh, war's a good thing," yeah. No. So the person that exposed them to that, the ones that did, however that was that that happened, and I'm not saying, I'm not, come on, I'm not stupid. But my point is that's how in depth this Bible is, like around us. I mean, I'm sorry to go like Obi-Wan Kenobi on you, but that's kind of like what it's like. You know, we just don't see it because we only see one side of it. But that's because of our spirit. Our spirit will identify things that are bad, lies, and kind of flavor them as good. But that can't be forever. We'll wear the place out. So it's like, for instance, like a policeman, right? Does a good job. But technically, he goes around seeking who he can catch in his sin. So, and what is sin? Infractions against the law, laws of the land, whatever, right? So it's the same thing, but with a purpose, right? So I guess my point would be then, at least on that matter, is that, yeah, everything's fine. Just fine. uh, no, I watched a video this afternoon, and it was a Jewish guy, and he was like hanging out like right on the boardwalk in Venice Beach, and I'm like, I know where that is. I know right where that is. I know exactly where that is, man. Been there, and so and I'm just thinking about it. I wish I could see this guy. I could go talk to him. And I'm going, Venice Beach, though, man. Oh, man, I wonder where, right? And then he points literally at the synagogue. And I just melted. I'm like, huh, I should go talk to him. Tell him about how. See, because that's the thing. The Jews are lawmen, lawmen, really, is what they are. Uh, the Torah and all that stuff, it's not unfair. It's completely fair. Um, and that's just, and I'm not saying that. I figured that out long before I knew I had any Jewish stuff in me, and like, yeah, I don't hang out in a synagogue, and I don't do any of that stuff. But I understand what the book says, and the book identifies this. It identifies your heart, not you know bloodlines and stuff like that. It's I don't know, and it's so structured. If you can't see it, it just blows me away, right? Like, I mean, put it this way: if I had to get into an argument with a rabbi, I'd pull this one on mine. I'd say, "Is it possible to enter your mother's womb for a second time, to be born again?" What do you think he'd say? I don't know what he would say. What would you say if you could comment? I would say, I hope you absolutely can be born, go into your mother's womb to be born a second time, because there's actually somebody that we look up to who could do it. Naked I came, and naked shall I return. No, see that whole thing about going back into your mother's womb is about being without sin, right? Not breaking the rules, which is what that was. Here's the funny thing about that book, the book of Job. It's about the servant Job. Have you checked out my servant Job? No, I don't want to do it. He only loves you because you're good to him. You know, it's like, and God's going, well, I only love him because he does everything I ask. It's blessings and curses. It's literally that easy, right? I mean, shit. The Satan pops up into a meeting where the words out of God's mouth should be like, grab him, or whatever, however that works, right? Yeah. but like I said, I saw that rabbi, and I'm just thinking, wow, man, I could go there. Now I know where I know where he sets his table up, right? And I would do the same thing. Like I said, what he's out there in the public, like on the boardwalk in Venice Beach, California. Honestly, you don't know what kind of screwball can show up, right? People are just mean in this world today, and it's like that's what's going to take us down. That's what we don't understand. See, that this is like stuff that's written in the book, right? It'll say, "And the wicked are reserved for the day of judgment," and people will read that and goes, oh, you're going to get yours on the day of judgment. And it's like, no, that's not what that means. It means that the wicked will be used for the judgment. Well, we've been being judged for a long time, haven't we? We are in the day of judgment. The damn tribulation started in the Garden of Eden. Man was appointed once to die. Adam did that. And then the judgment. And, well, we couldn't judge anything until we knew what evil was. And even with, a perfect moral compass and guidance and, you know, yeah. And here we are. I see no problems at all. It's nothing but opportunity. It's like we've been tricked into, I don't know what the hell we've been tricked into. Like, I guess the thing is when you think about it, you know, we talk about fighting evil, right? But it has no physical substance. There's nothing there, right? And even if there was, oh, I did bring a toothpick. Sucks when you get old, man. Teeth are all jacked up, stuff getting jammed in here and there. Yeah, okay. Um, did I ever tell you about how I killed a bear and all I had on me was a pocket knife? I dropped the thing. Good thing I had that toothpick I was chewing on. It grabbed me in a headlock, boring in his temple. I poke his eyes out, and I felt it up in between my fingers right there. I pulled him out. Sorry, Marine Corps. uh, but yeah, I mean, that's commendable for the rabbi to sit out there like that. That's brave. And just grabbing any questions. And like, I watched him talk to, there was one girl he talked to, and it was like, he's good, she's good, he's good, and then he asked her a question about, he was trying to find out if she was a Christian because that was his gut feeling, right? Your God is your belly. You go by intuition. You can figure things out if you pay attention. It's what a lawyer thing, right? um, and so everybody gets all on the offensive, and then the whole thing just goes crazy. But in the end, the rabbi he does exactly what I would have done. I would have said, you know what, this is tough starting to go wrong. We sat down here in peace, and now look at us. And what I would have been saying, I would have been saying, I mean, I would have ended it like this. I would have said, you know what, I don't know what happened here, but I just want to sit down and like have a conversation with you. And I certainly would have said different things than he did, right? But it's like she was offended and was trying to grab and understand Jesus, but like he's just so offended by it that he can't connect Christianity and Judaism together as they can be. Yeah, we had a little problem there, back there. And but I mean, I think I would have ended. I would have said, we sat down, calm. We were talking, exchanging information. You know, maybe in your studies you've learned something that I don't know, and I can give you something from, if nothing else, like 60 years being beat to death. So, and studies as well, right? And then applying all of that to the studies to where I can feel like, yeah, our God's not really mean. I should be struck for lightning for all the crap I've been through, but But yeah, it didn't end that way. And it basically boils down to there are two kingdoms going to exist here. It isn't about the seed of Abraham, it's about the seed of laughter. Because Isaac means laughter. You know what Ishmael means? Man, Ma, or what? And El, or God. It's man with a question mark in between him and God. Unless we know our God, forget it. And that's not about going to church and yeah, no. We're blowing it, man. We're blowing it. I'm glad I can laugh about that inside joke. Uh, or is that an outside joke? Uh, anyway, so yeah, I got kind of hopeful, but like I did a couple of very long days out here, and I didn't realize my garden just suffered, man. I went and saw one of my plants, and it was just like laying there, like, oh no, what is this I've done? So I'm running around. Of course, I'm out of water, right? So now I got to make, now I got to make nutrients, uh, and it's like, and I see those poor plants and the people that I'm trying to, because I need to talk to rabbis, man. I need to see them what we've done, right? Did I say I need to see them what we've done? Did I just say that? What the hell? I need to let them see or to show them, what it is that we've done. Uh, just don't blame God, okay? God is good. It's all the people that are trying to serve him are a bunch of turds. Gandhi, wow, man, that guy really put it straight. He said, he said, he said, this Jesus I like. It's these Christians that concern me. Or trouble me or something. Just, I don't know, man. I guess he's getting a bad vibe, right? Yeah. When you think it's okay to kill in God's name, oh, that's way bad. And then kill the Son of God? Screeching brakes, man. You know, and being that Jesus was a Jew, any Jew that would want to study would just rip the scriptures apart to find out what in the hell happened here. And you got enough clues to keep you going. You had the Apostle Paul saying, if the leaders of the time had known, you know, X, the truth. That's funny. A lot of people don't realize that. When you put your X on the spot, that's the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet, the Tav. If you were to, yeah, the percentage signs with a seed above and a seed below, fractions even. Whole damn book is math and relationship studies, and it affects us all. It affects us all. When it talks about nation will not raise sword against nation, what's each nation's sword? Your Bible, your scriptures. And there'll be a rider on a red horse. Red is Edom. That'll take peace from the earth with a great sword. I don't know, who's running this place? Not me. That's for damn sure. And I don't want to do it either. I thought about that. I thought about that. This is what I thought about and why I want to do my broadcast today. Although my plants are probably still could be using a little looking after, It's tough, man. I mean, wow. I have a zucchini in my office. And a tomato plant. Um, and that was just starting to get the flowers, man. I hope it ain't going to drop the flowers now because I started. Um, Peppermint and spearmint everywhere. Oh man, that's like my favorite smell is peppermint and spearmint. That and well, anything. I like smell. That's why you'll catch me doing this or wiping my nose and then smell my fingers or something. I don't know. I sometimes it's a cheeseburger. I have no idea what's growing in here. I kicked a mouse out of this one last night. They had a nice place. 3 bedroom. Uh, the only thing I didn't like was a stand-up shower. But yeah, otherwise it's cute. And when you've had your ass kicked as hard as mine, you learn how to laugh at anything, even whatever. I'm sorry, but this is pathetic. This is pathetic to beg for 5 years, like, and then even some people are dying as I'm begging. Mikey Heiser. Yeah, I got in one email, and he responded and said, "You resonate with me." I'm like, "Good, yeah." And I don't know, maybe I just you know what? I probably scared the hell out of him. Is what happened. But I figured that's the guy, right, man? Unseen realm. He's, you know, you're putting pieces together to a puzzle that you might not even have a clue based on maybe even lies or misconceptions from before, right? You have to take every single piece and figure out why. When Paul set that mystery and said Jesus shouldn't have been crucified, that was it. He spilled his blood. He definitely sacrificed himself. But Paul makes it very clear his positioning on the law, which no Jew would ever, is find offensive, because he says in Romans, and in fact, if I had to be today's Messiah and show the entire world that you are bound to God, and since that is the case, you are knowing because He's knowing you. Watch. This is Romans. I love you know what? This is funny because man busted these scriptures into these number spots. But all of them and all their perfect little places have helped me. Like the 2:12s, you know, about water. Moses blowing his stack in Exodus and murdering a dude, burying him in the sand, right? Well, in Paul's, you have water for everybody. You have the many waters. See, inside of us is a seed. It gets watered from above or below. If you water it in both directions, then it's like a hypocrite. I'm trying to be religious with this water, and I'm, watering from below. And the mist that waters the ground, by the way, boo hoo. But watch how we serve this God. Okay, works in two pieces. When a man knows a woman, she has fruit. When God knows you, you have fruit. Well, what's a half truth about the God of Israel, Yahweh, is that He forms light and creates darkness. He makes peace and creates evil. Notice one side is doing all the creating and the other people are doing the forming and making, the work. Okay? On the side note, Adam was formed and Eve was made. And, like, you start from there. Okay? But so it's like you got sheeps and goats. Some people are going to believe and some aren't. Where does their torture come from? Where's the recompense for their goof? Yes, that's what a Jew should be saying. You're getting exactly what you deserve. You reap what you're sowing, what you reaped. Sorry, but instead of but here, Christianity for the most part, has been just like running around like devils, accusing everybody of everything, right? And and totally offensive in from a Jewish standpoint. You know, it said feed your enemy, clothe your enemy, pray for your enemy, and if you you know, it's different to have concerns, but if you're not, if your love isn't felt, it ain't love, man. Leave it alone. Just, I guess, you know, wait. Maybe they'll understand after, you know, let them walk into the fire. It's what they're there for. Don't stand in the way of a sinner. Don't sit in the seat of a mocker. Idiot! Right? Let them go into the fire. Be here to put them out, you know, when the Son of Man is done with them. Remember, he's in the fire. Remember the book of Daniel? Oh, yeah. That's where we're at. This is a big furnace. We're in the lake of fire. Congratulations. You took good, solid Jewish teaching with some, you know, analogies and whatever. Everything's perfect in there. Even the naming conventions. Peter the Rock. But where does he say it? He says it when he's standing on the gates of hell. What do you think it was referring to? Why do you think Peter was crucified upside down? It's because Jesus could understand that evil will destroy itself. There's two different houses, right? Well, a house divided against itself will fall. So if you're in the good house, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing, and it will destroy itself. It'll go away. But the more you stir it up, you have the keys to the abyss. Oh, keys of David. Oh yeah, you're at that house. I forgot to tell you. And you open up all that crap. You know what? Bake the cake next time. Okay, Colorado, whatever that was. Bake the cake. Pray over in your secret place. It's like everything that Paul was talking about. You know, food sacrificed to idols and even eating the wrong stuff. We're hurting. Bake the cakes for the queens of heaven, okay? They will appreciate it, and you will have friends. And that's what you want to do. That's the parable of the wicked servant, right? What's he saying? How much do you owe my master? It doesn't matter. I work for my master. I'm the Christian. And I'm supposed to try and get this other guy to buy in. But all I'm doing is saying, you owe, you owe, you owe. So then I show up and I go, all right, never mind. Cut the bill. Here, see? I cut it in half. I took some off. I didn't eliminate it. Grace is evil that is used for good because it is partiality. It's not being paid for what you deserve, and that's bullshit. I want payment for what I've been doing for 5 years. How's that feel? I've got nothing. Nothing. And therefore, if I die with nothing and not for myself, I will have fulfilled prophecy. Something to shoot for. Going to leave a nice confusing trail. You can watch a bunch of screwball videos and try to figure out what 178 IQ points had figured out about our God and a book and a bunch of assholes. That's us, by the way, mankind. I just like it that we're made of dirt because then I can go dirtbag. You know, I used to say that all the time, like joking to my mom. My first real wife. I was married twice. My first wife was Lilith, woman of the night. You want to know how I met her? Oh, she was sitting in between two attendees. Yeah. And I'm like, no, stop that. No, no, Max is here. This ain't right. And she was like, oh, a gentleman. That made her want me even more. And that actually happened to me twice. Even the second marriage. That one wanted to go have lunch with me. She sent me a secret email, not a secret email, but a secret letter. I went and took it to her boyfriend. I go, I realize you guys are fighting and, we're on this is on the CB radio, so it's public, right? I realize you're, the whole world knows your issues and, I'll just tell you what, Craig, I think you're a freaking asshole because this was, the guy was my dope dealer in Chicago. And yeah, I went to his house to go get a bag of weed. It was Friday night, and I his I wound up marrying his girlfriend. But this is when I took the letter to him. First, I took the letter and said, I go, yeah, she's following you or cheating on you, right? So finally, she dumps him, and then I don't know. We just had that one magical night, right? My first wife, Lilith, for sure. What's weird is my second wife, which I call my first wife, real wife, because we were married in a church like everybody wanted. Something really weird happened that day. I kind of didn't make it pretty much past my wedding before I wound up in the hospital on the very first day of, the first day of the first month of the 96th year. And I had a hole in my side they found that was like this deep. And all of a sudden, after my whole life, it just decided to get a little pimple on there. And it was bad. So they ripped it open. And I remembered because it was what was it? Was that the Rose Bowl? What game did they play on New Year's Day? I can't remember, but in the hospital I was in, they were, when they were working on me, I was screaming, and some doctor came down from 3 floors up, and he goes, "What the hell are you doing to that guy? I'm trying to watch the game." And he's like, "Jesus Christ, no, you got to cut him open with that." And so he cut it open, and then it was like, this thing's deep. So in order for it to heal, I had a packet full of 30 inches of gauze. Okay, or was it a foot? Maybe it was 12 inches of quarter-inch gauze. I don't know. It was, but all I know was 3 times a day where I stuffed a ball of socks in my mouth and hoped my teeth didn't shatter while my wife is, treating me like a cannon with a plunger. Oh, boy, that was terrible. But even that wound was magical, right? I mean, because I got the hole in my side like Adam. But when we were on our honeymoon, we went to the Bahamas, and it was the coldest day on record ever in the Bahamas when we were there. And we went into a we were looking for sweatshirts. We're coming from Chicago, Bahamas. We're shorts, umbrella drinks, right? We got robbed by the weatherman. No, Father Time. I mean, it was January 1st, right? I mean, doesn't happen ever before I got there. But we're coming out of this T-shirt place, and we have these. We found some sweatshirts that said Bahamas, and I think it said St. Martin maybe, and then had like an anchor and rope, whatever, this little design on there. And we got them on already, and we're coming out of the shop, and all of a sudden there's like a big giant news camera, like with a lens on it. I mean, it's huge, and they're like, whoa, right in your face, and the lady's got a microphone, and she's going, "Sir, sir, sir," and there's a big crowd behind her, and they're all, I don't know what the hell they were saying, but I know from experience that some languages they're romantic. German is considered a romantic language. If you heard somebody screaming German, that aggression, that's what they mean. And so like all these people are in foreign language, Jamaican or whatever, they're not talking cool, man. They're all blah, 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 blah. And I can't tell if they're happy, sad, what, with a video camera in my face, and she's like, how do you feel, sir? And I'm just like scared to crap, right? And she goes, how do you feel? How do you feel about the weather, sir? Will you ever come back again? And I'm like, well, I feel that the warmth of all the people I've met here more than make up for the weather. And and you know what happened? It's a very small place. Everywhere I went, come on, look at me. I'm conspicuous, right? Even when I'm clean. And guess what? Everywhere I went, you're the man from the TV. You're the man from the TV. I got to swim with the dolphins. I kind of didn't. I knew. Yeah, that was kind of. I got away with bloody murder there because I went swimming with dolphins, and like the dolphin pool. If you ever go into one of those things, they're just full of dolphin crap Be ready for it. You're gonna have to pay the. You're gonna have to just realize that this is all dolphin crap. I'm swimming in a dolphin toilet in order to be able to swim with the dolphins. But I did it, and what was really weird was I guess the dolphins knew I was injured or something because the blood or whatever, and then they were all just surrounding me like to protect me, and the trainers are like, whoa, come on, guys, and to help, and then finally they get them other people, and I get out of the pool, and then other people could play with the dolphins. uh, I actually have it on a VHS tape. The hell am I going to find a VHS player? And you know what? Anybody who could convert such a memory, I couldn't charge somebody for that. What a freaking criminal! I'm bringing you my memories that are held captive, right? That's like that would be like the Antichrist. You know, you're keeping a gift locked up where people can't see it and enjoy it. Wow. And that's what we're going through now, basically. The teachings about the Son of Man are jacked up. They're screwed up. Um, he always says the Son of Man for a reason. Um, and I heard a verse in Psalm. Oh, God bless Christopher Sparks. It was in Psalm 42. I think it was, I don't know, 42 or 48. It's either 24 backwards or 24 doubled forwards. That's how I remember things. But verse 2 says it's just sorry, more prophet junk, right? Prophet speak, and he's presenting the issue in a binary stance, like to say that everybody's involved from the greatest to the least. But if you read it in the Hebrew, it would say sons of God and sons of Adam, from the greatest to the least. Oh, wow. That's what it says in Hebrew. And I don't, like I said, we'll be that much closer along down the road were I to get some help instead of having to keep stumbling across this thing. We need to have like a giant council of Nicaea again, and damn it, I call it to order. I demand it. Everybody's suffered long enough, okay? Blowing up the other side of the world. We got somebody can be the Antichrist even. We can have Trump stand in. He just released sanctions on Syria so that they can be great. And that was damn commendable in my eyes. I don't know anything because I don't watch the news. I don't know what other people are going to say. To restrict somebody, because you got to give people the opportunity to prove themselves. That hurts, doesn't it? You really can't judge anybody until they actually do it. Now, all the taunting and stuff doesn't help because what happens? It defiles your spirit. It creates a fear of spirit, a fear of spirit. And I can't even screw it up. Go look at the Hebrew words for that. Oh, Lord, help me. A spirit of fear. If you have a spirit of fear, it defiles you, right? You run away. That was the point of the running into the pigs. Remember when all the pigs ran into the sea? They got the full taste of the tree. They felt fear for the first time. Are you here to what, torment us at the point in time, right? Hold on. Got some people walking by. I don't want to interrupt them. That was a young lad, and it maybe probably his sister, right? Could have been his girlfriend, man. Oh. Do you remember that? Have you ever been in love? I remember. Every time. You know why? Because I never fell out. I don't know how to do it. Yeah. The first time was not too far from here. There's some Canadian chick at an amusement park called Crystal Beach. You know what her name is? Karen. Karen Chocolate. And she wound up eventually getting married to a guy named Michael. But like, oh yeah, man, dirt on each other. We were like every other young person, a bunch of criminals, right? Wow. And life was good. And then it wasn't. And I don't know. Good times, bad times. I had my share. I think it's you know, I don't know. I guess I get it. I understand it. I see it now. But the only way you can have an appreciation for it is the people that get the mark are those who what sigh and groan, right? The people in the city who sigh and groan. So when it refers to somebody that's in the city, remember Jerusalem means teaching of peace. That is referring to somebody who is following the law and is bummed out because of what is happening. Okay, not fighting, sighs and groans. That's how detailed it is. That person sighs and groans because the things aren't happening as they should be, right? Okay, mark. And then what happens? Then, after the ones that actually give a crap are, where they should be, here comes disaster, right? Well, unfortunately, that is kind of unlikely to happen in some kind of a mystical fashion, at least per science. So now you've got a whole crew of people that can't associate with that. And I'm telling you that it works for everybody like an onion. It works for the spiritual all the way down to the nuts and bolts of ECMC squared, as in where two or more are gathered, there's an increase in power. Synergy. Okay? Synergy of all things. I'm in you, you're in me, in one name, purpose, mind, spirit, all the teachings. Fellowship. And somehow it's like every single little thing that could be found to be a grain of sand to throw into God's perfect motor, you know, don't stand in the way of sinners turned into don't be like a sinner. No, that would if you're standing in the way of sinner, you're creating idleness. You're creating an idle word of God that needs to move. It needs, that's what we're judged on. Idle words, stopped processes. It's running all the time like a day and night. Two pillars. You follow the cloud, or you're baptized in said lake of fire. Welcome to hell. And see, if Christians could understand how a Jew thinks, here's how it goes. Jews understand reincarnation. And then I just heard today, what was that guy's name? Something corn, maize, Ash Mays. You said it, brother. He had a video. I shared it. It was where Christianity got warped. And he said that in the Jewish writings where it says that to reject salvation, to reject the Messiah, was the unforgivable sin. And see, that's the thing. We think that, that doesn't mean it's okay to kill Jesus. The Son of Man, he was the part inside the Son of Man, that is us, made in the flesh, so he could teach us about what was in us already. Come on, I'll get you. Zap. Woo-hoo-hoo. Come on, buddy. Stay over there. And that's what he was teaching. And so it's like, you don't realize what it's like, you know, some people go around and they're like uncovering stones, like, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? It ain't like that for me. It's like, oh my God, dig it all out. Next one, oh no. It's like you found the keys to the damn universe. You know, like that movie, The Matrix, where Neo goes, you know, he's like sitting there, and then all of a sudden, but it ain't. I'm telling you, it's not letters and numbers. It's just ones and zeros. It's all data. And but the thing, see, it's a pride thing. People would watch that movie, and when Morpheus says to him, what does Neo say? Are you telling me that I'll be able to dodge bullets? No, Neo. I'm telling you that when you are ready, you will not have to. And most people think that I'm going to be in some battle, fierce battle, going, you know, and then dust. Damn, that's a good movie. I should watch that again. But that's what it's like, literally. It's like that. And being ready doesn't mean that you are dodging bullets like some kind of freak. No. Nobody will have reason to shoot at you. If you've done nothing wrong, why should there be any bullets coming your way? Because there's evil. Welcome to the kingdom of God, where I am responsible for everybody, and everybody's responsible for me. Yes, I'm a king. This is my land. Sorry. All the earth is the Lord's and all that's in it. That doesn't apply here. We take, I don't know what we think. But we're gonna destroy each other. Just like Moses said. And all over again, but bigger and better. How do you feel about time travel? You want to know one of the weirdest things that ever happened to me regarding time travel? It actually happened in the military. Makes me wonder about all these coincidences in my life. I feel like I'm being set up. Okay? I mean, if you're a Jew and I told you that, guess what? I bet you can't guess what my house number is, and it's a secret number. Part of the name. Yod Hey. And they'd be able to tell me the number that is not on my house because it's a hidden number. You could start there and go, Father Carpenter, mother's name is Sorrows, born of an ox, Buffalo, New York, which is a city of light. Left home at the age of 14, returned to 30, except to bury my mother on her birthday. That sucked. That was a hard one. Karen made me laugh when I went home. I remember that. We were eating chicken wings, and we were at a bar, kind of hanging out, trying to lighten the mood. And I got into the habit of doing this. I'll pull my eyelashes out before they fall out, because otherwise they get in my eyes. So it's like, that's a preemptive strike. And she goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Oh, I pull them out so they don't fall out and get in my eye." And she was so good. She goes, "They don't grow back." And I'm like, "What?" And like she's like, in her purse looking for like a mirror. She got the thing out, I'm like, "Oh, come on." Oh man, am I blushing? Oh my God, I am. Oh, Karen. And that was, what's really weird is that was the name my father screamed when he died, and nobody knew why. I wasn't there to hear it, but they said, they're all going, "Who the hell's Karen?" All right, guys, these mosquitoes are starting to get thick. Oh boy. I don't know. I hope if you're watching this, I hope like your life has just been great. Man, oh wow. I have done so many cool things. I'm in a movie if you want to see me looking a whole lot different. Uh, Die Cheerleader Die. I play Sheriff Kincaid. And it's not like uh, if you actually can find the movie, okay, um, it's not like you're going to see me in like a 3 second scene and go, was that really him? No, I'm one of the characters. Actually, and the very last line in the movie is actually said to me from my deputy, whose name is Rick, very interesting name, to say to the battle leader. Kincaid was my name, and that means battle leader. And I didn't carry a gun. I was a sheriff without a gun. And what happened at the end of the movie? I have my hand on a gun, taking it away from who I think. Oh boy, what kind of candy? uh, and he says, "Well, it looks like you're going to be elected again." And I think about like my life, like on the set of that movie was where I said my very first prayer. I mean, I looked up in the sky. I had lost my set of twins. The economy is doing shit, so it's downsizing. So I wound up homes on the line. No job. They don't downsize my company. Um, all that stress has caused me to fall out of college. Lost a set of twin girls. Had to bury them on their birthday. It was like I said my first prayer, and then I found a crucifix, and it just happened to be Good Friday. It's like, yeah, coincidences, huh? There's too many damn coincidences. I can't stand it. And you know what drives me crazy? Because that's what any Jew would say. There's no such thing as coincidence. And it's like, my whole damn life is a damn coincidence. Are you kidding me? Everything. I walked on the most deadliest water ever. In the middle of the day, in the summer, walked on it. It was actually Niagara Street. And that was like the busiest street through town at the time. And I was 2 years old, 1 year old maybe. And I had gotten out of the house. I escaped and was walking down the double yellows. I was a weird kid. To babysit me, you want to know what they used to do? It's kind of messed up. No, I'm only telling you because it's true. Uh, they would set me down with a Bible with, Jackie Gleason in there, in between the book cover pages, and I would sit there going, 1, 2, 3, bingo, boom, 1, 2, 3, bingo, boom, 1, 2, 3, bingo, boom, just slamming it in between the pages. Um, I think that if there was anybody in my family that would have had an ounce of anything godly, religious, anything in there, they would have been going, why does he keep saying that, and what is he doing? It's like I was probably underlining with my own funk the damn verses or something that would, vindicate us and unscrew us from our curse from the age of, and 60 years ago instead of waiting this long, right? Our God can do that kind of thing. We laugh and go, he wouldn't do that. He's not mocked. It's the other way around. And lots of it, you know. But we bring it on ourselves. Ooh, man. Probably pop a few blood vessels with that one. That was a good kapow. So, yeah. I don't know. Are there any scripture verses or anything anybody wants to look at or something? We could even go by time. I always like that. I'll look at the time, and then I'll just start getting verse locations popping in my head. And it's weird though. They, three pieces, and they form up like a little story. You know, it's kind of weird. time is it? It is 5:50. 5:50. 73. Oh man, well let's see, that's hard because I'd say Isaiah 55, 3-7. John 5, double hit, boom. 3 and 7. And Revelation 22. That's kind of your fives, kind of 3-7. Hang on a minute. Are you kidding me? Come here, I gotta talk to you.
Who?
Her. You remember? Do you remember when I took you shopping for your winter clothes?
That was another one. That was it.
That ain't her?
No, that was the older one. Her older sister.
Oh, it has been a few years, huh?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, I'm sorry.
But you should have
Hey, there's somebody living there.
Huh?
There's somebody living there. Yeah, it's no trespassing.
Pulling up lock shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to help her out as best I can. I don't got enough dough.
Oh, wait. How's the condition inside? Yeah, but that's right up my alley. You know that. I can make anything shine.
Okay.
I'm a cuckoo shiner.
I was really happy about that one that shined on one Palmer, that the whole wall was full of wasps and the ceiling had a giant freaking hole in it.
You should see it now. He's living there. I fixed it all up.
You live there?
Yeah. Both swing.
I fell down those stairs. Come here, let's talk.
Me too.
Come here, I'm gonna tell you a story about his dad. Do you rent?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm gonna tell you a story. You're gonna laugh your ass off about Al. You're gonna laugh.
So how bad is it inside?
Huh? Man. Guy. He won't talk to me. The neighbor, the owner, he's like, is he lying? No, I'm not lying. I know Al Bierman. I rented from the guy on 1 Palmer Street. It was really weird because
Dad was shot too. My middle name is Elon.
anyway, here's what happened. I'll tell you what happened at the apartment. It was kind of funny. They were bringing me, and that was weird. It was a weird apartment because it was. You ever seen the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? If you ever see John Candy when he's sitting at the train depot on the bench all by himself, it's a sad movie. All right. That was my mom's favorite movie, actually. But that was filmed here, my first apartment. I look out my window. That's the train tracks right there. You could see that building, the ticket depot, right? And but that's 1 Palmer Street. And I remember one time I was just Google mapping and cruising around, just looking at the town, right? And you can kind of go exploring without leaving your house. Kind of see what's happening, right? Well, I drive all the way home, and when I pull into the driveway, there's a sign, like a sticker thing at the end of my driveway that says Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'm like, there ain't no Jehovah's Witnesses around here. I'm like, maybe they're looking at me. But the fridge is getting messed up, and I need a new fridge. So these guys bring this fridge, and this fridge, or these stairs that go up to the first, or to the, this is like up in an attic, okay? And the stairs is like a freaking ski ramp. And so these guys struggle to bring this, they bring I wonder if he thinks I'm going to buy it. He probably thinks I'm lying about the condition of the house or something. It's really bad over there. I ain't going to be able to do anything, man. I don't got the money. It sucks. Sucks to watch somebody go down. What makes me any better? And then he goes, just timing, my friend. You're going too. But they bring this fridge up the stairs, like almost kill themselves. And then all of a sudden, Al just like goes nuts. Like he had a, I don't know, man. If there was some like demon possession, that was it. It was really weird because he goes, I want you out of here. You gotta move. He goes, you're gonna fall down the stairs. Something's gonna happen to you. You're gonna try and sue me. And that's exactly what he said. And I'm like, just brought me a new fridge. You know, I mean, that wasn't any, but it's like now I got my fridge fixed. You know, if I wanted to move, I don't want to move. It's like, what the hell's the matter with you? What? No. What? He spun a few gears. And so then guess what happens? I fell down the stairs. And this actually happened after I got struck. That summer, I got struck by lightning struck at me when I missed church. And I crashed my car underneath a Ford. I got all bills. You guys want to call me a liar? Bring it. Just bet some money so I can win some back. That'd be great. Um, but like, was there somebody in there? She in there?
Dead lady, that's it.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if we're gonna get it or not, but we'll be good neighbors, though. You know that.
You're buying this one too.
But this one? That's probably out of our price range.
Why? How much you give me?
50,000?
I didn't. I paid. Come on.
What are you asking?
You're high.
80? What, 115? Come on, it's a corner house. 115, 127? A little bit lower, 123. 24, 24 and a half. 24.5.
And 30 cents. Yeah. No.
Now you want to stay here.
No. 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 Free me. Get me the hell out of here, please.
Why? Where are you going to move to? Costa Rica?
California.
That's overrated now. They're big bucks.
Not when you got family.
I got family. I ain't going back. Yeah, he's from Diego.
How about if I go to your family? You want to know what I did for your family when I was there in '91?
What'd you do?
I picked 3 immigrant husband-wife teams up, and I learned Spanish so I could teach them how to build computers for me. And this was in '92.
So it's more like
And I paid them $150 a day each, husband and wife. And if they showed up for work and there was no work, I paid them anyway and sent them home. No trabajo, adios.
hell yeah.
How much money is that for that 2 people in 1991?
That's a lot.
That's 80 grand.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not an asshole.
You can say that again.
That's how you keep your workers. If you don't treat them good, they ain't going to stay. And everybody thinks that God is mean, so they won't work. Great job. Great job, rabbis. There's no businesses left for me. I don't want to be a business guy again. I don't want to make money that way. I don't want to go grabbing. What am I going to do? I'd be making a computer, which is something that I think is a curse. I'm using something that I think has ruined our damn society to try and reach the people that I might be able to talk to. You know, freaking cell phone, computers. Make everything instantaneous, where there's no morals and no scruples. How the hell do you expect your economy to survive when you get on the internet and over the getting something a little bit faster and then screwing your local people so that you can buy something that's somewhere else? Dude, you can't do that. You're just bleeding all the money out of the thing. The only thing you can do at that point, if it's going to run that way, you have to have a one world economy. You have to. It's just economics. It's like, right? Like you can't keep, you can't get water from a stone. I just don't know what the hell people think. But here we are. and what happens. So, and see, that's what happens with everybody liked the Hispanic community in California to bust their asses. Doesn't mean they should be treated poorly. Um, you shouldn't take advantage of people like that. But then guess what happens? Now people are taking advantage of these crunch economy things. We got all these. I'm telling you, man, I'm seeing people working and doing stuff around here. It's like, I know that guy from anywhere around here. He's definitely imported. And that's okay. But it's like, I just see like what I did back then kind of happening now. And it's like, well, shit, maybe it'll just all spring back and regrow, right? But it's like, it's sad because I can see how our book kind of brought us here, right? And it's exactly as John said, the word is God. When you that power of that thing, I mean, I don't know. If you were to take all the news stories and strip the cameras away and the people and the desks and everything, what are you going to find at the bottom of it? You're going to find something that you can't even see. And because you say you can see, you can't see. Boy, Jesus, where are you at, man? Yeah, it's bad in there. He's not believing me, so uh, I part of me hopes that if he thinks I'm a liar, that he goes really crazy on the auction and then winds up, going, "What in the hell did I do?" You know? I'll be like, "I told you. I thought you were lying." Holy shit! What the hell was that? That's a nice truck. That looks like a government vehicle. See, and the things you think of after the fact, right? I could be low. I could put a die pack right here, and just sit here on my stream for like however long, right? And just talking and talking and talking and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, when I'm ready to end the stream, I just go, oh, that looks like a government vehicle over there, and then I just pop it, and just like, or you know, and then you'll see, yeah, movies. That's what we're in right now. Only you guys are all the directors. Boy, images everywhere. It's crazy. No separation. Book of Enoch stuff. They must have tried to go in there because Liz was like, let me see.
Hello?
Hey, did you have two visitors over there?
I don't know who they were,
Did
but
you
they were in the backyard arguing.
did you chase them off?
No, they left on their own. I went outside and then they both left.
Oh, so you went out there? Okay.
I don't know who they are.
I know who they are. I told them they were trespassing.
Who are they?
He's actually my old landlord, his son,
Well, the one was the lady,
Bierman.
unless he's a funny looking guy.
No, it was a guy. It was uh, he's from California.
What the hell are they doing here?
What everybody's doing there, Liz, they want your house.
Well, they never even knocked on the door. I heard them out that they were actually arguing.
I know. All right, well, I was just checking on you, make sure you're okay.
Oh, I'm fine. I can take care of myself.
All right. If you after you shoot him, if I'm not there in a couple seconds, let me know so I can drag him in the house. All right. I got to drag him in and then back out. You know.
No, they're gone.
Okay.
They left.
All right. Never mind. I'll talk to you later.
Okay,
All
bye.
right. Bye. Procedures. You can't shoot him out of the house, so you got to drag him in the house, get some blood in the house. You know, shoot him a couple times in there, even drag him back out. What, aren't some of you people Italian? That's the thing. We watch these movies, right? Fear. We get the fear, the familiar spirits get in our heads and jack us up. And anytime fear causes you to do something that's against what God would have you do, like thou shalt not kill, you got to double check that. You know, that verse gets misused, fully misinterpreted in Genesis 9:6. I know that number because 9:6 is this. That's how you make a secret 15, because 15 is a secret number. But that verse says, "Whoever spills man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed." And what people don't continue to read, it says, "For in the image was, image of God was man made." So hold on a minute. If man was made, that's a good thing. Created, that's questionable. But if man was made in God's image, well, that should be a good thing, and you don't kill that. So the real interpretation of that verse should be more like, if man spills another man's blood, then by man was his blood shed. And then I think that really it should drive home the importance of, if you don't have forgiveness, I guess, and you decide that you're going to enforce God's law by killing somebody, you're going to break thou shalt not kill. You're going to break Leviticus 24:17. You're going to break Exodus 21:12. You just broke 3 laws by killing somebody in the name of the law. A little bit of a problem. And even if you go a little bit further, I'm pretty sure that the next part that it says is something about like, oh, and don't boil the baby in the mother's milk. Like as an aside. What? And so now Jews won't eat, I don't know, gravies or stews with, it's like, they won't eat a hamburger and drink a glass of milk or something, right? Because you're not supposed to mix that together. It's like, I just think it's it's not what it's referring to. The reason why that verse is actually plugged in right after that is because what it's trying to impart, the mother is the Torah, the milk is the teaching. Keep in mind that some people are going to make mistakes. You don't kill all your students. They're learning from Lady Wisdom, and they'll be okay. Right? They'll be all right. Help them out if you have to. And that's all Jesus was teaching. And, well, somehow they didn't like that. They didn't like how he could explain what the Son of Man is. What it is. Not who. What. It's a thing. It's why he said the Son of Man. Sorry, but the definite article changes things. Like, in Christianity, they call him the devil. But when you read the other stuff that they have, it says the Satan, Ha-Satan. That's because he literally has a job. He has a job to do. to consider. I always get weirded out when I see people pull over and talk, you know. I don't know if they just don't have the ability to roll around and do anything, or but again, that's that familiar spirit. Because see, I used to pull over and talk when I didn't want other people, when I was getting where I was going, to hear what I was talking about. Uh, I'm glad them days are long gone. Long gone. Man, time. I get to be one of them people that actually, you know, called somebody from my cell phone saying, "Guess where I am? I'm in my car." I think I just made her uncomfortable. Not being mean, lady. I smiled. That's all. It's like it's okay. I'm that guy where you can like roll down your window and go help, and I'll come running. It's so damn easy. Oh man, I just thought of my plants. I'm going, oh man, I hope they're recovering. I feel bad when they droop like that, you know? It's like they're depending on me. If I had lots of money, I could do a big setup. I'd probably go aquaponics. Aquaponics, like in the desert somewhere. Um, you know, then you lots of sun. You can really save big time on water. You know, you can truck your water in because then a lot of it you're going to get. You know, obviously evap, but you'll just the growing situation is nice. You know, a lot of the insects probably might not be around there. That might be an issue. I don't know. Uh, like growing conditions, fantabulous. Lots of free light, and that means electricity for pumps, and and actually during the day you could even store up some at night if you want to go do a 24/7 operation, where at night you kick in with you know, um, what you call them? What's that? Hang on. Look like somebody I knew, Jim. Uh, buzzards circling overhead. I'm still here. You know, sometimes you ask for God to bring you a butterfly, and it just sucks when the wings are screwed up, you know? I saw some people that actually like repaired a butterfly. Like they took the it's actually on YouTube. It's way cool what they do. They find a butterfly that's been injured, and then the guy like collects butterflies. You know, after they die, he pins them up, whatever. Well, he takes a butterfly, you know, because he has a collection. He has like all these prosthetic wings, but they're not prosthetic. He just has to make it fit, right? So I think they do a I think they do like I don't know if they do like a crazy glue job or something, but somehow, you know, they graft the wing on, and then they, you know, let the thing test it, and yeah. So it's like, wow, man, how cool. You know, I mean, that's you know, somebody will go, oh, stupid, look at all the effort that you wasted on a butterfly. But it's like, I don't know, it's commendable, right? I mean, some of the things that happen in this place are just amazing. Like people don't realize where monarch butterflies come from. They only come from one spot on the planet. Like they migrate like up in the jet stream and everything. So it's like, yeah, they go to this one spot, and I think something happened that caused them a die off, and the people were walking, and they realized that they were like walking in piles of monarch butterflies because they all had something happen to them. They don't know if they got sprayed or whatever, but like yeah, and then they go everywhere else in the world, wherever it is they go, right? And they migrate. It's like a migrating, you know, it's weird. How does that thing know to do that? Right? It's like, and that's what's sad. Even an insect can follow its pattern that God has set out for it to do, right? And we're just like criminals. uh, I think I'm gonna go look for a candle. Hang on a minute. Alrighty then. Gotta get a candle. I got too many mosquitoes. They're eating me alive. Oh, come on. You kidding me? Dead lighter. Boy, man. Come on. Citronella candle. Come on, guy. Keep going. This thing's old. It's so old, the wax is like pulled away from the sides of the thing. I'm running on empty, guys. I got nothing left, man. I tried. It's a pity. I hear a motorcycle off in the distance. That could be me. Just, where do you want to go? Wherever I don't have to wear a helmet. God already gave me protection for my brain. I don't need that. But what if? Well, then it was time. It's weird to live like that and kind of be like excited for it, you know? Um, but in a good way. You know, Jesus makes all that, oh, overcome the earth. Well, that ain't always easy for everybody. Some people had a pretty decent life down here, right? Some of us took a few hits. All right, here we go. I think, somebody say it, therefore I am. That's actually in a really weird, I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be like a cult movie, but it's called, uh-oh. No! Get one of them stupid nose tickles, you know. That sounds like an enduro. Like a on-off kind of bike, where you can kind of ride it as a dirt bike around the street. Whoever's riding it doesn't like the high end, I guess, is why I'm making that assumption. If it is a sport bike, you're kind of like I used to be. I didn't like it. It just seemed too crazy when that stuff was all up in the tachometer. Man, I could have ran that bike on probably the first oil change for the rest of its life, just because I'm too wimpy like that, right? I'm gonna tell you something. That's where the performance is. You gotta get up near the red. And then I discovered it, and things got expensive really quick. Tickets, parts, yeah. Guys, ready for part two? Yeah. It should at least let you line your face up. It's like, how the hell are you supposed to know? Oh, come on. There. That ought to get them. All right. We're running dual. Jump over to the other side. Because Kansas is going bye-bye. You know how to find me, right? Shalom. 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 Shalom.